What's up? It's your boy Coach Chris here, and I'm making this video on my way to church. And I like to make videos when I drive because then I only make them after one take. I can only do one take. I can't be stopped and record and make another video. And it forces me to not focus on the camera. I can focus on driving, and then I can talk. And so the reason I'm telling you this is because this is a skill that we're going to talk about in boot camp. And so this video, whether you're watching it on the actual boot camp registration page, the form, or in my Facebook group or somewhere else, it's the same video. I'm just using the same video both places. So you can either get to the form right now by clicking the link somewhere, or if you're on the form right now, you're going to fill this form out. And so what I want to tell you about boot camp: why is boot camp here? What does boot camp really mean, and how can you take part? Well, several years ago, probably 3-4 years ago, I used to do boot camps quarterly. And boot camp is every essence of that word. Is that you're in an intense environment where you're really getting some intense training, hand holding to kind of jumpstart something to move forward. And I wanted to do something that was, to really connect with the folks that maybe are not in the lane of this AI technology, and maybe not this huge TikToker or person content creator. I wanted to really talk to the people who, are in that, they quote unquote, the NFL club. What's that? No friends left club, where they say, man, I'm just not a marketer. I just can't do it. I don't know AI very well. It's intimidating. That whole technology thing is intimidating. I don't, like I said, I can't go to my friends. I can't go to my family. And I can't do what you guys do. I'm not a marketer. I don't have a list. I don't have a network. Well, that is the mentality of the person that I want to deal with, because I want, and on the flip side, that person also needs to be like, but I'm willing to learn. I'm really willing to learn if I could be handheld and walked through that. And so my true belief and my philosophy about marketing is, no matter what newfangled marketing tip, trick, what gimmick, whatever it is, some wrapped around AI package, whatever it is, there's one thing that you can never argue with that always stands the test of time, and that is normal human interaction and behavior. And so you don't need a serious camera or the lighting to be great, or look at what I'm doing. I'm making a video right here in my car driving to church. Are you watching the video? You are. I'm not worried about clearing my throat. I'm not worried about itching my nose. I'm not worried about saying I'm not worried about anything. I'm just giving the information. And so that is where I want to get for you to feel comfortable that you can actually make a video. And so the questions on this page, you're going to see one of the questions are, have you ever made a video before? I'd like to know that. And the premise of this boot camp, the type of person that this boot camp is for that person that is ready to make a video, ready to step out of your comfort zone, handheld and held accountable to make a video. You're going to make a few short videos this week to really booster up your social media. And I'm going to explain all of that to you in the boot camp. But you first have to be ready to commit to yourself to make a video. You have to say, look, forget it. I'm not going to be afraid of being behind the camera. I'm not going to be afraid of my hair, my lack of, my background. I'm not going to be afraid of what I say. I'm not going to be afraid of how I sound, because the reality of making videos is the world sees you as you. So if you are just you, the world sees you as you. You are the only one that sees you as somebody different. You are the only one that's worried about what anybody's going to say or what anybody's going to think or any of that. And so that's why the whole one take video situation, I'm going to train you on that. We're going to talk about that. And the next thing is I need you to be committed for like 1 to 2 hours a day for 5 days before the launch of Quantify Global. That's what I need from you. If you are that person, then you are going to fill out your information. And at the bottom of the page, it's going to ask you a silly question if you're going to click on the link. I need you to not rush through that step. Click on the link to get into the new Quantify Global Facebook group. Okay, the Bootcamp Facebook group. You'll see it's a link right there. You're going to go join it, because how it's going to work is every single day I will post a video in that Facebook group with your daily instructions. And then I'm also going to, this is going to be very, very interactive, because you can see on this Google form, it also says that if you do not post a video and you're not interactive, I'm going to ask you to leave. Because what that does is that affects the accountability of others. Because if you're in a group or a partner with somebody and you're not doing what you're supposed to do, then that means that they're held up. And so we don't want that. We want this to be a tribe of people that have stepped into this room. We are closing the door and locking it behind us. Okay, it's kind of, I use the analogy, you go into the haunted house at Disneyland and you go into that room and it starts to go down and there's really no way out as it's going down until you get to the bottom. Well, we're going up. There's no way out. Once you're in, the only way out is inactivity, and that means that you didn't really want to be there anyways. And so what's going to happen? Every day you're going to get a video, you're going to get an assignment, and we are going to prime your social media so that when the launch of this happens, you are going to have a following. And I'm going to leave you with this. Think about normal, regular Facebook behavior. If you have in your circle of connections, just your friends that you kind of hang out with, that you see on social media, maybe you don't see them in person, but they're in your network, you know, they start talking about something on your Facebook. You don't really see them very often on Facebook, but they start talking about something. They make a video. When they show up on your feed, you look at it and you're like, oh, okay, all right, that's cool. They're doing something else. All right, cool. You don't really pay much, no mind. Maybe you watch a little bit of the video, maybe not. Keep scrolling. Then the next day, if they decide to make another video and say, hey man, I don't know if you guys heard what I was talking about yesterday, but today, oh my gosh, you really got to check this out. You got to hear what I'm saying here. And that person, you show up on that person's feed, that person shows up on your feed again, and then you are like, wait a second, that's 2 days in a row somebody's doing something. That person's excited about something. You may scroll, maybe listen, maybe go back to yesterday's, maybe not. Third day, some video pops up. They're like, man, these first 2 days, this third day, you have got to hear what I am telling you, man. All 3 of these days, they connect. You got to listen to these other 2 videos. And the excitement about that. And then when somebody comes to that video, they're going to say, what is this person on? I know them, and they've never been this excited about something. They're on this social media every day, and I know they're not even really a social media person. Let me go see what they're talking about. And then what I'm going to be telling you to talk about is going to be things that are going to make you relatable, because this doesn't work if you're trying to convince somebody. If you're trying to convince somebody to do something that they're just not interested in doing, then you're ended up pounding them, and that's why they avoid you. But what you do is you reveal, and then people are going to say, I'm feeling them. I'm feeling them in that situation. You know what? Let me hear what they're saying. I like what they're talking about. So that's kind of the flow that we're going to have. And so there is no fancy bells or whistles here. This is just about you expanding out of your comfort zone and saying, you know what? I see this as an opportunity. I am not good at the marketing side, on the social media side. I just normally post links up and nobody says or does anything, and I think that it's nothing. If you're that type of person that you want to get some attraction, you want people to start clicking on it and liking it, and you having a conversation, and ultimately having the people that are in your circle, not my circle, your circle, having them reach out to you, telling you they want to join you. Isn't that a great feeling? Rather than you have to circle, write your list, go knock on people's doors, ask, call, do this, get hung up on people, oh, here they come again. No. These people are going to reach out to you and say, I like that. I want to know more. But it starts with you. You have to put yourself out. You have to break out of the chains of fear. You have to stop saying, I can't, I just can't. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Stop watching the TV. Stop scrolling for an hour. Stop messing around. And let's lock arms for 5 days, 2 hours a day for a boot camp and get this right. Quantify Global is going to be everywhere. Do you want them to hear about it from somebody else, or do you want them to hear about it from you? Got nothing but love for you. Fill out the form. I'll see you in boot camp. Let's get it.